My son's teacher called me in for an urgent meeting about his behavior. What she showed me changed how I parent forever. When Miss Daniels' number flashed on my phone during my lunch break, my stomach instantly knotted. As a single dad to 8-year-old Ethan, school calls never brought good news. Cartler, not lately. Mr. Collins, we need to discuss Ethan's behavior, she said, her voice carefully neutral. Can you come in tomorrow morning? It's important. The past few months had been rough since the divorce finalized and his mom moved across the country for her new job. Ethan had transformed from my cheerful, easygoing kid into someone I barely recognized, defiant, withdrawn. His grades were slipping, and this was the third behavior discussion in 2 months. I spent that night rehearsing my responses. Yes, I am aware of the issues. Yes, I am aware of the issues. No, his mother isn't, and Broaches, no, his mother isn't involved much right now. Yes, I've considered therapy, but my insurance has a 6-month waiting list. When I arrived at the classroom the next morning, I was armed with coffee exhaustion and a defensive attitude I was trying hard to mask. Miss Daniels, minus young, but with the calm confidence of a veteran teacher, minus motioned me to a small table in the corner. Before we talk, I want to show you something, she said, pulling out her phone. I recorded this during recess yesterday. My defenses rose immediately. Had she recorded my son misbehaving? Was this some kind of evidence gathering? The video showed the playground from a distance, Miss Daniels explained. She'd been documenting a bird's nest for her science class when she captured this by accident. She pointed to a small figure sitting alone on a bench, minus Ethan hunched over something in his hands. Just watch, she said quietly. On screen, a younger boy approached Ethan, clearly upset and crying. Without hesitation, Ethan reached into his pocket, pulled out what looked like tissues, and gently helped the boy clean up. Then he opened his lunchbox and offered something to the still sniffling child. They sat together for a few minutes before the younger boy ran off, apparently comforted. That's Miles, kindergarten, Miss Daniels explained. He fell and was bleeding a little. Your son carries band-aids and tissues in his pockets every day. Did you know that? I shook my head, confused. This didn't match the behavior reports I'd been getting. Now watch what happens next, she continued in the video. A teacher approached Ethan, said something, and pointed toward another area of the playground. Ethan's body language changed instantly, minus shoulders up, head down, that familiar defiance I'd been seeing at home. The contrast was striking. I asked him why he wasn't playing in the designated third grade area, Miss Daniels explained. His response was illuminating. He said, Miles needs me. The little kids get hurt a lot. She put her phone down. Mr. Collins, Ethan has been spending every recess looking after kindergarteners. The behavior issues were seen. They only happen when adults interrupt this mission he's given himself. My confusion must have been obvious because she continued. I did some digging furiously. This started after awful day when a paramedic spoke to the class. Ethan told his friends he's training to help people like his mom because she left because nobody helped her when she was sad. The realization hit me like a physical blow. In trying to protect Ethan from the messy details of our divorce, I'd created a vacuum his 8-year-old mind had filled with misplaced responsibility. He wasn't acting out, minus he was trying to fix something he thought he could control, since he couldn't fix his family. Miss Daniels wasn't calling me in to complain about my son. She was showing me who he really was, when I wasn't looking, minus compassionate, responsible, and carrying a burden far too heavy for his small shoulders. That afternoon I left work early and took Ethan for ice cream. Sitting across from him, I finally asked the questions I should have been asking all along. Not how was school or did he behave today, but what makes you feel better when you are sad, and what do you think happened with mom and me? The conversation that followed was the first honest one we'd had in months. Yes, it included tears, mostly mine, but it also included a promise that he didn't need to take care of everyone else's pain to prevent them from leaving. It's been 6 months since that meeting. Ethan still carries band-aids in his pocket, but now it's because he wants to, not because he's afraid. Miss Daniels helped create a buddy program where older kids can sign up to help during kindergarten recess with proper supervision. Ethan's grades have improved, and the behavior reports have stopped. Sometimes the most important parenting lessons come from seeing your child through someone else's eyes, minus especially when those eyes notice the strength and goodness you've been too stressed to see. And sometimes the behavior we're quick to label as problematic is actually our children trying their best to make sense of a world we haven't fully explained to them.